Hi, folks. So yesterday I talked about the fact that recognizing when you need to back off is a strength. Today I want to talk about how pushing your limits is also a strength. So I have a tomato plant that I've talked about in other episodes. And this tomato plant, because my mom and I have been supportive of it, has actually lasted and provided us with tomatoes over the winter. Yesterday, So actually, before that, the plant had been growing tall, 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 and my mom and I were worried that it was going to tip over. Yesterday was the day it tipped over. And so it was this beautiful straight tomato plant, and it just bent right over. And I'll put photos in the comments. And we were so worried about it. This morning when we got up, the top of it that had the blossoms on it actually rose up. And so now it's folded over with part of it rising up with these beautiful yellow blossoms facing the window. And it just reminded me that everything can bend and it doesn't necessarily break. And we can bend, we can be pushed to our almost limits, but it doesn't break us. And I've been in a nasty, abusive marriage that I'm now out of for a long time. So I get bending and not breaking. Um, and so with my students come from a varied background, but a lot of them coming from a lot of poverty. And so they're also used to bending. And so a lot of my advice to my students is recognize when stress is good and when it's bad. And we need a certain amount of stress and push to grow. And that push and growth can be painful, but there's a difference between growth and being pushed past our limits. And so being willing to push boundaries is a good thing. And so um, recognize that, recognize when stress is good, allow that growth, but also recognize times when you need to back off. And you got to do you. You are the best. So seek advice, but you do you. I'll see you on the flip side.